The problem isn't that your goals are too big, it's that your daily life is simply just too small. Your bubble or your paradigm, which is how you see the world, is what creates your entire life. So your paradigm includes your views on everything, your daily routines, the people you talk to, how you see the world, your current goals. Your paradigm is everything, pretty much the world in your lens, your view. Now, the people who achieve extraordinary things, you can think of any big name you want, any huge entrepreneur, celebrity, athlete, just somebody that's killing it that you actually know. The difference isn't that they're way more capable than you, because I'm telling you, we're all human. We can all do the same exact thing. It may show up in a different way because some people have certain talents that either they work on or that they focus on, but we start on a level playing field. And some people simply see the world in a different way, and their paradigm is something way different than your paradigm. Some people actually want to step into their potential, and then some people can't even fathom what they're actually capable of. So the world that they live in, their bubble is just way smaller and it's way more limited. When you think of somebody who thinks that they can literally achieve anything that they put their minds to, that's one of the most cliche sayings out there, but it's also one of the most true sayings out there. Some people truly dive into that. Like, wow, if I can visualize it, I can actually make it happen. And then you have some people on the opposite side of the coin who say, everybody says that. If I can see it, I can believe it or achieve it, whatever. Those are two completely opposite attitudes that will cause for completely opposite results. You have to trust me on this. When it comes to your specific bubble, you have to ask yourself, if I want extraordinary results, if I have a really big goal, how can that goal be achieved when I'm simply doing the same inputs? I'm living in the same exact bubble. And the answer is it's not possible at all. There's a difference between someone dreaming and someone who is actually working towards achieving that goal and actually building their life around that goal. The people who realize that their daily inputs are simply not enough, that the version of themselves who has accomplished this goal, their inputs look way different than their current daily schedule, daily routines. Their conversations look way different. Your inputs have to match the outputs if you want extraordinary results. Everyone wants extraordinary results, but people don't actually want to change their everyday habits and their everyday routine. They want to stay in that same exact bubble and get the results. And it simply does not work like that. That is actually impossible. Another thing that shrinks your bubble and your paradigm, the way you see everything, is fear. When you have people that are afraid of being judged and they don't want to look silly in other people's eyes, their world becomes way smaller and it just slowly shrinks. Excuse me. It just slowly shrinks. Then you have people who see the world as one big experiment and they want to go after whatever intrigues them. They want to try out this new thing and they don't care about what the next person has to say about them. They live in a huge world and their paradigm is just full of limitless beliefs versus the person who is afraid of judgment and has fear of criticism. Their world is very limited because they can't do this because they're worried about what that person is going to say, or they're worried about how they're going to look in the public eye. Those people have two completely different experiences in this world. One is living life to the fullest, while the other is living life in a very limited manner. A lot of the time you can tell, or you can get a sense or a gauge on how big someone's bubble is and how their paradigm of the world actually looks if you ask them what their goal is. A lot of the time your goal can dictate how you see everything and how you behave and whatnot if you're serious about it. The problem is people don't think about their goal. People don't think in general. They just scroll on their phones and listen to other opinions without coming up with their own. So if I had a mentee right now that was struggling with limiting beliefs and their bubble is obviously very shrunken and they're not seeing the world for what it really is, I would ask them what their goal is. Because, one, like I said, a lot of people simply don't know what their goal is. They don't have a goal. And I would dive deeper from there. What is your goal? And then take a step further. Who is the person that is naturally achieving this goal? I say naturally because they have the natural capability of achieving this goal. This isn't through brute force, or it isn't through 12, 15-hour work days. They are the person who is just able to accomplish something like this because of their simple daily habits and their conversations that they have, the books they read. It's just their everyday life. So it's inevitable for them to achieve a goal like this. There's a version of you that is doing that. And there's also a version of you who can't see too far in front of them because they don't believe this is possible. So they continue to live in the same shrunken bubble and they don't want to expand out of that. So when you think about the person who is able to achieve this naturally, and then you compare the person that you are now, a lot of it is going to look different. Now, this takes a lot of visualization. This takes a lot of moments in silence, no phone, nobody around you, just you and your thoughts. So you have to really envision this person. And the thing is, this person is not adding 100 things to their new daily routine or to their life. They are letting a lot of things go. I think a lot of people get that confused. They think that, okay, now I have to have a whole new morning routine. I have to change my diet completely. I have to drop this list of friends and I have to get a new list of friends. I have to go to different places every day. Like, they're just adding all these different things on, which nobody's going to keep up with that, first off, but they're not paying deep attention to what they need to let go. A lot of times letting go is the key versus adding on. Okay, what are the bad habits that are stopping me from achieving this goal? And another thing, this is an entirely different video, but you're not going to take on 10 bad habits at once. You're going to make a list of these bad habits and you're going to attack one at a time, because if you go for all of them at once, you're simply not going to let go of any of them long term, because this is a long term journey. You are transforming. This is a full transformation. This isn't something on the side. It's simply a new way of life. So what do you need to let go in order to make that job, make that journey easier for you? Example, if you are going out every Friday, Saturday night till 3, 4 a.m., drinking a lot of alcohol, and then Sunday you're hungover, so it's a slow day. Monday, you're starting to get your feet back under you, and Tuesday, you're finally back to normal. I mean, think about the goal achieved self and how they get an edge on themselves every day and they try to evolve every single day. If that is one of your habits, then Sunday, Monday, you're out of commission. You're not living up to your potential. You're not really putting forth the energy to achieve that goal. And that's just one example. I'm not attacking the people who go out on Friday or Saturday or anything like that, but that's a prime example of, okay, maybe this is something I need to let go, and then I can see a major improvement in my life. The number one thing that helps me get out of my bubble where I was dealing with social anxiety and I had a very limited view of the world was meditation. I brought up meditation multiple times, but when I was able to quiet all of the noise around me and just sit in calmness and really be present and do that for months, every single day, hours every single day, I mean, I seen the biggest jump in my life that I've ever seen before, and it was simply fear leaving my body. I mean, the serenity, the calmness, it became a regular part of my everyday life. And like I said, it changed everything. The bubble that I was in, I mean, it was nearly non-existent when I was going through the meditation journey, because like I said, fear is a huge impact on the size of your bubble and your paradigm, how you see the world. So when I wasn't worried, I was pretty much worry free from meditating. I mean, my life seemed limitless. Like, I really felt like anything was possible, and I was experiencing more, and I was just enjoying life more. I mean, I wasn't scared of doing something because of what somebody else would say. That wasn't even a thought that crossed my mind. When I tell you, you would have had to really go through social anxiety and I don't know, shyness. Like you would have had to really go through that to fully feel the freeing sensation when you're on the opposite spectrum and you're just not worried about judgment. Like I just love my life now. It's night and day difference. I get to enjoy way more about this beautiful universe that we are a part of. Your dream life is not hiding behind some secret strategy of some sort. It's simply right outside of that bubble that you're currently living in. Every time that you explore discomfort a little bit and expand that bubble, your world gets a little bit bigger and the possibilities start to become limitless. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you at the next one.